Sayam. Acorns. Gluten Tag. How are we all doing? Looking for a particular image of Nimmy Nightmare. Hello, JD. Surprise, I'm streaming. How are y'all doing? What's new? What's hot? What's happening? What's bumping? I genuinely have no idea where I learned what's new, what's hot, what's happening, what's bumping. Must have picked it up somewhere. Oh god, Nimmy Nightmare cosplayer. Oh, and they're so cute. Oh god. I've got the the need a girlfriend disease like real bad this week. It's been killing me. And like now is not the fucking time. But I got some medic training from this incredibly gorgeous EMT, and they I don't know if they have a partner or not, but they don't seem like the type to date random people. Looks like we've only met twice, so maybe if we meet again I might ask, but yeah, I've got the... It's weird because I don't feel lonely like I usually do. Like when that comes around, when that shit rolls around, it's like yeah, it's like kind of that hollow feeling, that deep down pit of your stomach, sort of lonely. But don't have that now. It's just, I don't know. It might be nice. In other news, I had surgery to fix the issue with my mouth, which is hopefully coming along. I can't really tell because, like, they're fixing something with the surgery they did previously. And so, like, it's all just kind of messed up. Right? It's just going to be messed up for a while, which is fine. But it's hard to tell because, like, the guy got in there and just went to town. Hello, Acorns. Okay, cool. Yeah, what have y'all been doing? What's keeping you busy? Mimi. Nimmy Nightmare. It makes me so happy that, like, Nimmy Nightmare is doing well. And oh, what's their name? Saba. Saba's doing well. It just seems like everybody who may have worked for another VTubing company and then decided to go indie is still doing really well. Because, like, I'm sure that it's much harder to exist like that. But, you know, good for them for being able to go independent. I mean, if I'm approached by I don't know, given all that's happened with companies, like if I was ever approached by a company, I'd be a little hesitant. But also, you know, money changes things. the agenda: catch up, hang out. I can't imagine this is going to be a very long stream. It's going to be a very wide one, though. Gamers, they do. Gamers, they do not. They have wide screens. They do not have tall screens, Mort. Yeah. Maybe we'll play some Cyberpunk later, but right now we're just catching up. A lot has happened from, the last time I streamed till now. Hopefully I am, on the mend enough that, in the next 2 weeks, I'll be back to relative normality. Obviously I'm good enough to stream, but, we'll see what happens. There's a lot of other circumstances that are getting in the way of me streaming. Hence the medical training that I'm getting. I learned some more Stop the Bleed stuff. Can y'all hear that music? Here we go. Well, hi, buddy. I know. You don't gotta give me the mopey look. Casey is so patient when he wants attention. He's so patient. Oh, you're Welsh? I didn't know that, Acorns. Oh, buddy. Look at you. Stripping all that. Ugh. Okay, so Casey is now shedding a bunch of hair, which is good, because when I got him, and for a couple of years he had these skin issues that would prevent him from growing too much fur. But now he has fur, and this makes me very happy. But yeah, I learned how to use a tourniquet, which I kind of already knew, but it's also something that you can't learn too much of. A little bit about packing wounds, how to carry a patient out of a dangerous situation, treating eye injuries, treating concussions, treating cold injuries, which honestly, if you ever have an injury that is, frostbite or anything near it, guess what? You just warm it up. This is work stuff? No, this is volunteer stuff. For medical training? No, this is all volunteer. There is a place that I go to that provides free medical training for things like protests and other such things. Still, it works muted, but glad you kept your promise. Okay, let's be clear here. I did not keep any promises. I'm streaming because I wanna. Not out of obligation, Perkabeth. So you could still be mad at me. Oh, I was so tempted to end the stream right there. Just kill it. Greg Bavino just got the axe, I think. That's great news. But anyways. I love the owl. Greg Bavino is the commander of Homeland Security. Or not Homeland Security. Hold on. Basically the head of ICE. And he's been sacked. Border Patrol chief was a public face of a traveling immigration crackdown. Yeah. A garbage man. Bad person. I was lamenting with my friends that ICE is living my gear fantasies because they have all the gear that I want, but they don't know how to fucking use it, which is hilarious. Oh, Sam, I was so close to saying that. I was right. I was like just about to say that. Yeah, no, we need more than that. Don't let them George Bush it and just retire, and then a couple years later the boomers all forget and go, oh, he does oil painting now. But yeah, no, I received a lot of really kick-ass training. I will tell you that a lot of medical supplies have come at great cost to myself. But there is a place nearby me that will not be named that does give out free medical supplies. So I grabbed some eye wash, some bandages, etc. Yeah, I'm pretty much stocked up. I need to make an entirely new bag, which I really need to figure out how to properly design bags and then do that on stream. I would love to do a bag design on stream, like a proper one, because I know we tried before, but I didn't really have any idea what I was doing. Because my first aid kit that I have right now is not cutting it. But yeah, we don't got to talk about that right now. Unless y'all wanna, unless you got any questions about, living in this city or whatever, but I'm trying to think of other good news I got going on. Just been mostly chilling. I'm trying to figure out what steps I need to take next to try and expand this stream. And I'm not really coming up with anything. See, it was really helpful to have the government shut down when it did, because I had time to design stuff and just let the creative juices flow without really having to worry about what I was going to do the next day. But yeah, I think the design of the next model is going to be popping off soon. And what I really want is a model that can fit into multiple what's the word I'm looking for? Multiple packages, basically. I want to see, we'll have a design. What I'm thinking right now, and I think I have a list somewhere. Hold on. I'm also still writing my sapphic romance. So far, the main characters want to kill each other, which is exactly where I want them. But they will fall in love soon. I am why. Well, straight, I guess. A lot of my queer friends have issues with me calling myself straight, but oh, for the sapphic romance. Okay, so yeah, I've been thinking about that aspect where it's okay, not a lesbian, right? So writing a sapphic romance, could be problematic. Here's the thing. And please correct me if I'm wrong. If anybody here thinks that this is the wrong step, let me know. Hello, Maple! I'm not dealing with issues that, LGBTQ people deal with. I'm gonna let the wind handle this one. That is immediately going into my lexicon. I am so enamored with that phrase. I am absolutely stealing that. That's so good. Because there's times where, like, I'm in a conversation and, like, you know, it's the best thing to do is to just shut the fuck up sometimes. Like, just don't say anything. Listen, Lariska, people have a lot of different definitions. If your definition is I have a strict attraction to women only, like she, her, cis women, that starts to get muddy, right? Also, who's to say? I haven't tried anything yet. I've only ever tried anything with women. But like also non-binary. Like you could have somebody who's assigned female at birth and they feel that they are non-binary. Where's that put me? And if I immediately say, no, I'm straight, she, her only, cis, she, her only, period. Like, that also gets into a really weird territory. But, like, there's that. But the other half is that there's different types of... also, we're getting into the meme where your straight friend explains why he's straight, and you have that person who... like the guy who's like pointing, like talking really fast and like pointing at the whiteboard. Yeah, that's yes. I mean, yes. Dicks, they don't do nothing for me. And believe me, like I've had enough queer friends who have like asked me these questions and you know, had me ask myself these questions because one of my biggest fears, like, you know, like 5-6 years ago was like, oh God, what if I am? What if I am gay and I'm just like letting this fly by? And then I'm going to end up, you know, like, you know, someone in their 60s or 70s who like denied being homosexual their entire lives. And then thankfully, bleh. Why did a trans man? Are you like mask? Like, nah. It's not. See, this is where it gets complicated, right? And I also say no now. What if I change my mind later? Will Muzzy, who made this kitchen that you're looking at now, he had a great thing, which is like, I'm not trans now, but I reserve the right to be to change my mind later, which is kind of where I hold in terms of my like sexuality and gender, is that like I am what I am now, but I absolutely reserve the right to change my mind later. But like gender is complicated. The reason I always ended up, I always preferred sapphic femme stuff ended up being because I wanted to be a girl also and couldn't identify with all the mask sexual experience. But that's entirely just my experience. That's kind of my vibe. I'm bi-ish. If I end up marrying a cis woman, cool, but I have a preference. Sure. Yeah, I had the good fortune to be raised by parents and a sister who were extremely accepting of, you know, everyone, as long as you weren't like, you know, not accepting of others. You know, that little quote unquote paradox that some people have trouble with. It's like, you know, how can you be intolerant of certain people? It's like, well, because they're intolerant. It's not that hard if you think about it just a little bit. But yeah, in terms of that, like, I don't know, because I've dated non-binary people, and I've dated she, her. Never dated a he, him. But that's where it also gets really interesting, is that I'm very much into strong, powerful, smart, go-getter women. And like society, typically like the traits that I like, society up until recently has been, those have been male traits, quote unquote. They haven't been. They never were. But most people would view that as like, you know. And then we get to the dumb shit like top and bottom, which is fun to talk about, you know, in the right context. But when you start entering into top and bottom stuff, like in terms of sexuality and gender, that gets really fucking messy and stupid fast. Ooze gets it. Yes, thank you, Perkabeth. Yeah, I saw my subscribers went down to 14 from 16, but that's fine. It's fine. I got to get comfortable with my subs being low for a while. I also got to stop fucking with this wound in my mouth. God, there's a loose stitch and it's fucking killing me. Hold on. So here's the interesting thing about that. Jesus Christ. I don't want a woman who will just tell me what to do. Like, I don't want a dom. You know what? That's a good point. Let me double check. Do I need to put labels on this? Sexual themes? No. Content that focuses on sexualized physical no. It's fine. So, things like doms, subs, sort of thing. I like fighting, like simulated, consensual violence. But that is not what I'm looking for in a relationship. I really want someone who can just hold their own. What medicine did I just take? Antibiotics, acetaminophen, and I'm out. Okay, cool. Never mind. Just had to be sure. Basically, I want someone who is willing to. It's really hard to like talk about this without getting weird with it, but hit back basically, and not in a physical way, not in an abusive way, but you know, someone who is not going to be a pushover. Need someone to say that can be 70% when you're having a 30% day, and vice versa. That's not a bad way of putting it. Yeah, they also like. Again, it's complicated. There's also what's the name of the website? I think it's Ojoy Sex Toy. If you ever have any questions or curiosities or want to read about you know, sex in certain lights, honestly, I would just hop on there and take a read, because there's a bunch of comics there that are like very, you know, funny but also professionally explained. There's one called Primal Urges, which is basically like kind of mutual, like, you know, roughhousing. If we're talking about a physical sense. But really what I'm talking about is someone who, like, I would love a woman who is her own person. Full stop. Who, like, could detach from me and be fine. Okay, Acorns, I say this not because you went too far. You're good. I don't want you to get banned from Twitch for taking that shit somewhere else. Wait, what test? Is there a test? Just checking. Hey, listen, Acorns, if there's an actual fucking test, I'll take it. But no, honestly, also, like, when we talk about BDSM, the concept of somebody tying me up, which I know is a limited part of BDSM. There's so much more to it than just like ropes. That scares the shit out of me. I am not okay with that. Grappling, on the other hand, that's fine. Don't worry about it. But yeah, as for like, you know, I don't want to have like, if I don't want to have this very conversation with someone, I am a straight cis male. It's funny because these two people cut me in line yesterday, and one of them was black, and the black person turned around at me and said, "Oh my God, I'm sorry. Did we jump in front of you in line?" I'm like, "Yeah, but it's fine. Just go ahead. It's fine." And I said, "Thank you," and I like tapped them on the shoulder. And I'm like, "Hey, listen, don't ever apologize to the white man, and don't ever let the white man go first." And that got a laugh, which is great. My starchiness. What the fuck? Oi. Oi, I say. Damn it, I'm trying to find the Nimmy Nightmare gif recently. Don't ever let the white man go first. Never trust a white man. I certainly have the charisma to start a cult. I also have the base knowledge to do so. That ain't happening. For many reasons. Primarily, I'm too lazy. Too lazy. I could certainly fake it if it was like, you know, funny enough. But no. I don't want to. Yeah, ugh. That's the other thing I've been thinking about recently. Yes, but not for you, Ooze. You think I'm going to start a cult where white men get cookies? No. Both you and I are going to fucking starve in this cold. That's all right. I was about to share one of my cookies. Yeah, I was starting to wonder, like, I'm still thinking about this, and I absolutely have final fucking say on this, but, you know, every other VTuber community has, like, Nimmy Nightmare has the Naplings, Gigi Murin has the Gremlins, what's her name? Oh, I'm tripping now. Mint has the Ibus. Now I'm trying to remember the Grim Reaper. What's her name? God, I'm blanking so hard right now. Mori Calliope has the Deadbeats. Kozeki Biju has the Pebbles. Raura Pantera has the what's the name of hers? Yeah, I'm trying to remember what, but yeah, we need a name for our group. And so I'm thinking about that. Because like meatballs are the first thing to come to mind, but I think it'd be cool for y'all to be chefs. Because I was trying to draw like a little like 8-bit chef emoji. Um, yeah, acorns, but then we get into white sauce, and that gets weird. I know. See, but the fact that you didn't think about it, you got to think about these things when you're in my position. So when you aid, you can send nudes. A raid, I can send nudes. Yeah, that's fucking great. I like that one, but all right. So at the top of the list right now is chefs and nudes. Um, hmm. Sorry, now I'm shopping for Hololive merch. But yeah, we don't got to decide that right now. We can. Plus, I need to be able to draw this. Penne's. Yeah, Penne is out. Yeah. Ba, ba, ba. Oh god, I can't yawn too widely. Oh god. Okay, we're good. Oh, that was scary. Chitini is the name of Rawas. Chitini. And Chitinis are apparently just plushies, like sentient plushies. Um, which I love. Um, you had nudes for dinner? Nice. I remember um I remembered this place by my house has pizza that's really soft that I can actually like chew right now. Thank God. So I got some pizza. Yeah, that's fair. Also, I really don't want to roll up to somebody else's chat screaming "send nudes." I feel like I had a point to make about the gender thing earlier, but I can't remember what it was. Fuck it. Um, let's see what else. Oh, so I'm still looking for my pasta designs. Oh, it's not in this notebook because I'm dumb. Sporks. I mean, I would say if I ever caught you trying eating, any kind of noodle with a spork, I would be upset. But honestly, I'd be impressed if you were able to actually, ingest the food because sporks are a fucking nightmare for that. Model notes, make expressions, set up bots, finish model. Okay, well, I apparently don't have them, so I don't have a list yet, so let's make one. All right, so cup noodles, microwave, pasta, bowl of pasta. I would love to do like a wall pasta where like, you throw pasta at the wall to see what sticks. But like, it just has pasta constantly like falling off the wall, but like never fully off. But that's a little too complicated for me to do right now. Leftovers? I'm not going to call y'all leftovers. Don't make me ban you. I knew that was coming. Uh-huh. All right, you know what? I have a suture loose in my mouth. It's driving me absolutely fucking insane. I need to go take care of this. I'll be right back. All right. I am blaming it on the suture. Honestly, I just had a look inside my mouth, and it's... You know what? Y'all don't want to know. But leftovers are the best. Leftover pasta, though? Not so sure. By the way, quick question. Have you resubscribed recently, anyone? Anyone forgetting to resubscribe? If not, please, for the love of God, boost my ego. Because it really needs it. Oh, do you mean like... Oh, actually... I don't know if we're talking about leftovers in terms of like... Leftovers for as a name for our group or a model. But I'm putting that down as leftovers. I'll have to figure out what that looks like later. Scoots a container in the fridge and stands in front of the door. I am not a fan of leftover pasta. In fact, I'm not a fan of a lot of leftovers. Which is a funny thing I had to explain to my friends who are like very into meal prepping and having extra food afterwards. I can't do it. Autistically, I cannot do it. Tupperware, yeah. Honestly, if I wanted to do a tiered sort of thing, right? That would probably be a good one. Tomato sauce, much like chili, is better when you've refrigerated it overnight. 100%. Letting everything kind of just sit together for a day. Absolutely. What the fuck? Okay, I need to get off of eBay. are the tiers of chef's hat. I imagine whatever you come up with ends up being our sub badges, which upgrades the longer we're subbed. Yeah, you'll get more folds. You'll get more folds in each hat. No, I don't know. Don't make me do more work. I cannot find a image of Giga dancing, which is a damn shame. I don't know. I might give you all like accessories to denote. Honestly, you should have to earn the chef hat if we're doing tiers. Then it should go like sous chef, saucier. Actually, should go dishwasher, sous chef, saucier, chef. Where are we gonna put Giga? Oop. Put Giga right here. The help, yeah. Absolutely not. A plate, a knife, a pot, and then I don't know. Well, okay, so if we were supposed to, I mean, a dish rag or like dishwashing is going to be really tough. So like maybe a pile of plates. Like I think a knife should come right before. So like dishes, sauce pot, knife, chef hat. If we're doing tiers. Doki Birdo. Trying to find a good one of Doki Bird dancing. Her intro is pretty good, though. We'll do this one. Or a sponge. Yeah, we could do a sponge, too. I'm going to get hella DCMA'd if I do Animal Crossing music, right? No, none of this music's getting saved to a VOD track. Or maybe it is on Twitch. I don't know. It's not on YouTube, which is where I'm saving all my VODs right now. I still got to figure out what I'm going to do with all the VODs, like, because I really don't want to just leave them raw like that, because they don't have any music right now. Just streaming Animal Crossing. Just start streaming Animal Crossing on Just Chatting, then you're allowed to use it. Is that really how that works? Yeah, I kind of want to do edited supercuts, but I also don't really know how to edit music all that good. Okay. You know what? That's good enough. The whole point of this is scuff anyway, so who cares? Saba. Very, very considerately not putting anyone on the trash can. All right. Yeah, I'll think about like, the name and yeah, so the idea for the next model is to have a bunch of interchangeable assets that y'all can redeem to like change the outfit. We could also hold on one second. Yeah, we could also change like the sauce. Yeah, change the sauces, change the like, there could be a fork in there. Um but yeah, that means I gotta draw all this stuff. That's an easy wish to grant. I need Voices of the Void to stop looking at me. Motherfucker. Voices of the Void is one of the first games that I played on stream when I came back. And it's such a complicated game, but I really want to get back into it, especially because a lot of VTubers that I respect are yeah, dude, Maple's fucking on it. It was a quick Google, not a problem. Ugh. It's actually the dog trash can. Yeah. I typed in acorns absent and then typed and pressed images. Immediately went there. Magic. Dear God in heaven. That was surprising. Who does message me while I stream? Hmm? I'm potentially buying a new car, and this poor kid who's like 4 months new to the retail industry is the poor kid's trying. And I found cars for a affordable amount of money, and the kid is trying his best to like sell me on the service that his dealership provides, which is good. Like, it's a reliable Toyota dealership, straight up. Like, I actually fully believe that. Like, this kid's not trying to bullshit me. But man, I found something that's $5,000 cheaper. And it's a year. It's a year after. Like, it's a year later than the vehicle that I want. It's got less mileage. The biggest issue is that it is a reclaimed. It's a vehicle title salvage. And now I'm reading on this, just making sure insurance companies acquire a damaged vehicle after paying a total loss claim. Vehicle owner is self-insured. The vehicle's cost for repairs exceed the value of the damage. Okay. So this is a salvage title, which means that it's risky. However, the company that's selling it seems to be reputable enough, and they claim that it's only damage to the door, like the door had to be rebuilt. That's fine. I might honestly just go with that, because at this point, not having a car is just ass. Like, I can't skateboard anywhere, and I can't walk too far because of my surgery. So, and bike's right out. I haven't ridden my bike in so long. Wait, Perkabeth, what the fuck? I'm sorry, I'm just going back to this now. Perkabeth, what are you still doing at work? Oh, it's only 7 o'clock. I forgot what coast you're on, but it doesn't matter. You should tell your boss that you need to get off of work. You know what? Actually, I'm going to put Raura right up next to the biscotti. Raura, go next to the biscotti. Saba, you go down here. But yeah. Yeah, I'm debating on... Yeah, but there's also overtime. I'm not taking it tonight. I could stay till 11. Fuck that, though. God. I love that I can go to my job, work 8 hours, and then leave. It's kind of nice. Not bragging. Oh my god. Hey, heads up. Who here has Hightail? You do. Because I might stream a group game. Or I might just start a group server. We'll see. Perkabeth, when it goes on sale, grab it. It's worth it. Your hands are firmly down. Are you not getting Hightail? I don't know how much Hytale I played in the last week, but it's too much. Now let's get a hell of a lot more money in my pocket. Yeah. How much is it going for now? Sorry, Al, I'm looking something up at the moment. Okay. Mostly just checking to make sure that what I'm playing isn't AI. No, minimum $25. It's not giftable either, which is a pain. They need to let us buy this game for our friends. Yeah, I mean, that's very surprising given that they're a company that wants to sell things. Jesus Christ. How much are these? Okay, cool. Yeah, that would be nuts. Or that's nuts. It would be nice to be able to let us buy their product for them. I will say that locking the furry ears behind a paywall is fucking brilliant. It's brilliant. Oh my god. Like, that's gonna get people. They got you, didn't they? Ain't no shame. Nah, it happens. It's a pretty harmless way for them to make a little extra cash off of furries. Or people who like ears. No shame. No shame. There's dumber shit you could spend your money on. I'm looking at a lot of stuff right now. Oh, Sam, did you ever get a knife? You were looking for a pocket knife, right? Yeah, like 17 boxes of keycaps I could never possibly use. Send them to me. I'll take them. I should probably set up a PO box. I also need to set up. Fuck, I have a lot of shit to set up. Haven't bought it yet, but I'm gonna get Crow Shot. Nice. Keycaps can be pricey. This is. I've said this 1,000 times before, and I will say it 1,000 times again. Selling the tactile industry is built for suckers. Because I'm looking at a box that is like a zipper box pouch that is priced at like $130 USD, and it's just a box. I should get some chem sticks. Should I get some chem lights? I don't need chem lights. I'm never going to need chem lights. Yes, fight in my chat. Fight and bring me engagement. If you do want to something to waste your money on, let's see if this works. You can do it for me? Yep, there it is. Go buy some stickers. Please. I beg. For real though, you should buy some stickers. They're good for you. You know, I kind of want to play a video game. I also kind of super fucking don't. Yeah, between like the painkillers I've been taking, the weird hours I've been sleeping, the fucking weird dreams I had. Speaking of dating, I dreamed of a crush from like 15 years ago. She sucked a lot. Like, she was the worst. Well, no, she wasn't the worst. She played with me too much. We never actually dated. We just like made out a few times. And like that friendship pretty much ended when she played with me a little too much. Cause like I had assumed that we were like done with that and just being friends. And like I had just moved on. And then she kissed me again out of nowhere. And I'm just like, okay. So what? I think I already told the story this week, but yeah, no, it's a ugh. Don't ever let yourself be, you know, led by the nose by someone you have a crush on. Ooh, that is a nice belt pattern that I am absolutely going to steal and pattern myself and make myself. I have got to get better at sewing just so I can do all this shit myself. Sorry, you don't know what I'm looking at, but you know what? Here's what we're going to do. Here's what I'm going to plan. Ugh. I've been playing so much Project Silverfish. But that's not a great streaming game, I don't think. Fuck it, let's play Hytale. Give that a shot. I can't do anything too intense tonight, so. Oh, this weekend, however, I think we're gonna do the card throwing stream. Where I buy some form of melon and learn how to throw cards into it. I actually went on a bit of a like deep dive into the world of artistic playing cards. And I bought a set for a friend who's been helping me out shopping for a car. And then a nice Sakura, like the flower set. And I'll be using those to throw. I don't know why I had the urge to like buy specific cards for this, but it just felt right. So. We're going to bring this down. We're going to bring this up. Oh, God. I gotta get better at this. There we go. How's the volume on the game? I'm not seeing... Are y'all getting any volume at all? There we go. Yeah, they really nailed the Minecraft-alike, you know, vision that I think they had going on. Mostly I've just been doing what I do in Minecraft, which is like continuously run places. Oh, you can make it up here. Bye. Girl, bye. Yeah, this game has been a delight. It looks like it's bugging out, though. Oh, I'm about to die. Yep, there I go. So this is my shack that I stole from someone. But it's mine now. Look away, look away. Oh, no problem, no problem. Honestly, I probably won't be playing this for very long. I'm already feeling pretty exhausted. They got jackalopes. I mean, technically this isn't a jackalope because jackalopes are jackrabbits with antlers. I'm trying to remember... Oh, God, yeah. Was it... Who was I playing this with? I was playing this with Acorns... Or not Acorns. I was playing this with Sam and... someone else? Oh, yeah, you and Rules. We do. We might do that on Wednesday. I don't know if Rules was serious when he asked, are jackalopes real? I said yes and said nothing else, and Sam said nothing else as well. Shit. I mean, I saw the hole. I just walked into it. Jesus. But for those who don't know, the jackalope is not a real animal. Bye-bye! It is sadly just another cryptid. I remember seeing somewhere that there's some kind of, like, parasite that may have, like, led to that. I don't believe that either. But, you know, it's possible. I always lived in some places that just didn't really have any, like, decent cryptids. You know, like, It's a Tall Tale, yeah. like the Colorado had that monster that was essentially just a rock slide. Like this creature would like hang on a mountain and wait for passersby. And then when somebody did pass by, it would just let go of the top of the mountain and slide down, which is like the most naked, like, hey kids, we're going to tell you this horrifying story about a monster that will get you. It's called a mountain. It's called a rock slide, or an avalanche. Stay away from the mountains. I think those are my favorite types of myths, by far. The ones that are like so clearly like Selkies. Selkies are, you know, at least in my head, a tale about, one, don't play near the water, right? Just don't. Two, don't play with a random ass horse that you just saw, because it could be a Selkie, children. And that Selkie is going to drag you into the depths and drown you, because that's what Selkies do. But it's just a message to kids being like, don't play with random horses you find. Like, don't go try and pet one, because if you pet one, your hand will stick. Also, I love that people's solution to that are Kelpies. Thank you, Kelpies. Selkies, oh, that's another story. Selkies are the ones that, like, if they can take off their skin and be humanoids, and then put the seal skins back on. And if you get their skins while they're off, you can control them and make them a slave, which is real fucked up. My DM is running a side adventure for my character, who is a clone of another character who's in another game. And we're running this little side adventure where they are attempting to get a Selkie skin back to its owner. And, like, everyone is going after the Selkie skin because you get a wish. But, like, my character and the other people in the party are like, we don't want a wish. Like, we just want to get the skin back. This is super fucked up that, like, you have to put out a bounty for something that is your identity. So yeah. We did actually manage to find the Selkie skin. We did manage to give it back. She was extremely grateful, and so she gave it back to us. Or she gave us the wish anyways, which I think we gave away our wish, but we kept, we got a bunch of, like, cool stuff in turn. This is a nice castle. I'm gonna take it. Get off. Go. No, go. Wait, where are you going? Come back here. No, go off the mountain. That was not the right way to run. I also need to rewatch The Secret of Ronin-ish. It's been, like, probably 30 years since I've seen it. I think I saw it when I was 6 or 7, maybe. Where the fuck you going? What are some other good cryptids and, like, fairy tales that y'all like? The fuck do you need rope for? You and your stupid fucking rope. Damn, this is a night. You know what? Okay, I found my project. I've been trying to think of, like, a project to do, and I think the project is fix this place up. part of my sapphic novel is, I have this like minor obsession with the Fae as a concept, and like broadly speaking, shit. Okay, well, I guess we're just gonna beat someone with a hatchet until they fall down. Where you going? Where you going? Where you going? Get back here. I don't know. Don't run! Don't run! This is why you always carry 2 swords. You never know when one's gonna break. Oh, crap. I'm about to die. About to die. Oh, I don't want to lose this place. I just found it. Come on. But yeah, so it's a mixture of the Fae, like a mixture of like the myths of the Fae, and my other interest, which is tactical shit. Basically, my 2 protagonists are, one is the heir to a house, to a court, which is essentially just houses in this world. Like, courts are houses for the sake of this, like families basically. She is the heir to a house, and in my world, not a lot's been happening in the past 5,000 years for the Fae. There's been this kind of weird, like, after, like, you know, a couple, you know, whatever years of, like, warring and just, like, doing the things that society does, they decided, like, we'll have an armistice. We'll just not do that anymore. How about that? So for like 5,000 years, everyone's just been like kind of idle, and waiting for like a moment for them to like strike out. Hey, be cool, man. Be cool, man. That's what I thought. Yeah, they've all been waiting for their moment, like for their house's moment to like seize power again, like waiting for one house to be weaker. But the problem is that every other house is doing that, just like sitting there waiting. So she is the heir to a pretty passive house at the moment, or so she thinks. The other half of this sapphic romance is a woman who was not taken, but I'm gonna have to deconstruct something in order to have matching stone here. I don't even know what this kind of stone is. What are you? Oh god, I have no inventory left. Quartzite. Okay. Quartzite cobble. Oh, well. You know what? Fuck it. As long as I can make a complete room here, we'll be good. Let's take from the interior wall. We don't need interior wall. So a portal to the Fae from our realm, which I haven't really come up with a name for. Do I just call it Earth Realm? Like, I don't know. A portal to our realm has opened up, and this happens, you know, every couple thousand years, where sorry. Yeah, every couple thousand years, a portal opens up enough for like people to go through, like humanoids, that sort of thing. put everything in this box, and then, yeah, that's good. Humanoids are able to get through. And some can get through with the use of magic, but, like, using magic right now, you know, in this stasis that these Fae find themselves in is risky. And humans can't use magic, so. But yeah, a portal is opened up, and, like, you know, humanity... You know, I'm trying to decide whether or not this is going to be in, like, the... This is either going to be during the Cold War, or maybe in the 80s or 90s, in the Earth realm. But this woman who has military, like, a military background, like, she started out as a revolutionary fighter, then went to be a mercenary, hated that. But, like, she has a lot of experience that she can't really transfer to the quote-unquote real world. So she's just been fighting her whole life. But it turns out that this person with military experience has, like, one of the few Fae bloodlines left in the world. And it's very, very thin, but it's enough. And I'm trying to remember how... I don't really know how the government found out that she had it. It's not very important for the story right now, but maybe later. But basically, like, you know, the government found out she has this thin bloodline. She also has military training, which makes her extremely valuable because the place that they're going, the Fae, humans don't really know about. Like, we haven't... You know, if humans have been to the Fae, which they have, but only because they were kidnapped. So basically, they're sending this military squad into this portal to figure out how to close it. And they're kind of gearing up these soldiers with everything they've got. Modern weapons, technology, a shit ton of gold, valuables, culture stuff. Like, they're basically preparing for any kind of situation in which the Fae might react to their presence. So, like, the humans show up, and this whole book takes place after all of that's done. So the military, like, the squad shows up. It's about a group of 20 people. They all show up kind of expecting maybe a fight, maybe not. They're not sure. But basically through a series of, like, careful negotiations, the human faction figures out how to close the portal. And they kind of knew from some old stuff that they needed someone with Fae blood. They just didn't know, like, how it was going to go down. And basically, the Fae tell them, like, oh, well, if you wanted to close a portal, you need someone with Fae blood to shed their blood on the land that the portal to the Fae is. And they need to do it on our side, on the Fae side. Once they do, the portal will close, and there won't be another one open up for another couple thousand years. And so, you know, the negotiations go, okay, well, we need someone with Fae blood to shed their blood here. Like, in this spot, we know where the portal is open. If one of you wouldn't mind doing that, that would be amazing. And the Fae courts all go, no. No, we can't run the risk of shedding our blood on this land because that would leave us in a weakened position to the other courts. I'll go into the detail about how, like, you know, Fae blood and, like, the ownership of land is an extension of power, basically. Like, the more land you own, the more powerful you are, and right now everyone basically owns the same amount of land. I'm just gonna go because I just need to, I haven't talked about this with anybody, but so yeah, so basically the Fae courts currently own all of, like, the land that is possible for each court to own without one owning more than the other. And none of them are willing to shed a drop of blood because that would mean giving up a part of land that they find strategic and important. It's not that big a deal, as we learn later on. Like, they're not actually losing anything by closing this portal. It's just the perception of it would make them look weak, but not actually be weak. And so, the military, the leader of this expedition basically goes to the woman whose name is currently Michelle. I have to think of a different name. But I think Michelle works for now. Goes to Michelle and is like, hi, so we need your Fey blood to close this portal. Problem is, you're going to be stuck on the other side. And there's no way back for a couple thousand years. And that's where we leave off, is her, closing the portal as her as her squad walks off in the distance. And we pick up with her closing the portal and our other protagonist, whose name is Tola right now, Tola, but I, again, am probably going to change that. Tola... actually, let me see if I can find, like, a snippet of that. So this is after she considers her options for how she's going to live the rest of her life here alone. All of her family and friends are on the other side of the portal. She'll never see them again. She's young, so she's got a lot of years to live. And, like, her two options are, or her three options are, kill herself right then and there, go to the base where they left all of the weapons and stuff, and go on, like, a rampage through the Fae for what they did to her. Or live as a, like, spooky, scary witch in the wood that, like, haunts the dreams of Fae children at night. And she chooses that option, basically. But right after this, she says... And the third option is the one where she lives as, like, a crazy witch in the woods. The third option had the most charm. Michelle had always dreamed of a cabin in the woods. Why not here? She would make this jungle hers, build herself a home, and become, quote-unquote, the human. The monster in the wood that kept Fae children awake at night. They would fear her. Maybe they would even come for her. Give her a last stand. But she realized her knife hadn't been sharpened since she got here. Michelle would have to go back to base and sharpen it before she could even consider option one. And the one thing that brought her some semblance of peace was that every option meant she would never have to talk to anyone from, quote-unquote, the courts for the rest of her life. Michelle breathed in the solitude. That was a brave choice you made, soldier. Would you like the comfort of my company? And this is Tola, who just, like, appears out of nowhere behind her. And, like, Michelle was like, okay, I can take solace in the fact that, like, I don't actually have to deal with the courts anymore. I can just get them to leave me the fuck alone because I'm, like, hundreds of miles away from anywhere else. They can all go, suck a dick and leave me the fuck alone. Why would they want to bother me anyways? But of course Tola turns up. And I wanted a lot of, like, antagonism between the two, soon-to-be lovers. Soon. At first. Mostly because that's what I've heard a lot of sapphic romance is like a lot of, like, anger between the two and then realizing that, oh shit, I actually love this person. So yeah, so that basically kicks it off. I forgot where I was going with that. But that's kind of currently all I have. Is just, like, the premise, the opening, a little bit of world building. Tola's parents are a lot like, I'm trying to think of what inspired this. Like, Tola's court, like, her parents' court, have the illusion of being fortune tellers because they've been able to position themselves in a lot of positions of power, basically. And like they predict the future for other courts for a cost. Well, you got beef, man. Didn't do nothing to you. Can we be cool? Can we be friends? Do you want some moss? Can I give you some moss? Moss for you? I don't know how to make friends in this. That's fine. We'll be friends later. What was I talking about? But yeah, but basically, they've projected this image that they can see the future. They can. They've gotten really good at predicting the future. And basically, they're the ones that orchestrated the armistice. Because they realized, like, hey, maybe killing each other nonstop for thousands of years is causing just a little too much turmoil and maybe is a little too cruel to, like, the poor people beneath us. Maybe we should stop doing that. So they quietly organize this, like, this peaceful armistice. Hey, Bren! I'm talking about the book that I'm writing. It's a sapphic romance slash espionage slash fantasy thing. I'm combining all my interests. But where was I? Yeah, so basically, like, Tola's house, they're just very good at predicting odds. They're very good at seeing what's about to happen, and maybe, like, nudging things in a certain direction. And Tola doesn't know this. No one knows this except for the courts. And so basically, when she gets back from visiting Michelle, like we just found out, she's basically going to be told, hey, we've arranged for this peaceful existence between the Fae courts, kind of specifically for this moment. Like, we knew it wasn't going to last forever. I just completed Blind Betrayal on Fallout 4. What's Blind Betrayal again? But yeah, basically they're going to tell Tola, like, hey, we can't actually predict, like, you know, the people in our house can't actually predict the future. None of us can. We've just been really good at predicting odds. And we knew that, you know, when the portal reopened, Brotherhood main quest piece. Oh, okay. What happened to Dance? What happened to Dance, Bren? And yeah, so basically, like, at this point, you know, it's been thousands of years of cultural, technological, you know, stagnation because of this armistice. Like, you know, nothing has happened because nobody wants to do anything. Any advancement would cost too much to the courts. I should probably open this door up. How about that? Okay, so we now have a serviceable, defensible compound. Yeah, they're gonna be like, all right, we've predicted and kind of controlled everything up until this point. Now, you know, your family, who you have been with for the past couple hundred years that you've been alive, is now leaving all of a sudden. And we're leaving the entire court to you to do whatever the fuck you want with. We have been training you up to be our successors. We believe that you are ready for it. And you're going to have to handle the one thing that we cannot predict, which is what happens after the humans come back. We just don't have enough intel on them. What intel we do have is not very good. Because most of, like, what the Fae know from... what the Fae know from humanity comes from people that they've kidnapped. And that's, like, not good intel. So from what I understand, the Institute didn't replace him like I thought. Wait, really? I thought that's exactly what they did. Did I misunderstand? anyways, yeah. So their parents, like Tola's parents, her parents are going to basically tell her like, okay, so here's what we've done. We can't predict what the humans are going to do when they get here. Ah, shit. Wait, are you cool? Nah, you're not cool. Fuck out of here, kid. I gotta get a better sword. This sucks. Actually, yeah, let's go back to my old base, get my old shit, and then come back here. Yeah, so the parents are going to... The Fae don't die naturally in this. They need to be killed. They are immortal. They're not invulnerable, but they are immortal. And their parents are going to go to a realm where basically, at random, they will go to what is called the Valley. And the Valley is a place where the Fae go to, like, retire, or they are banished there for a certain amount of years. Because what happens to you when you go to the Valley as a Fae is that you are basically turned into a random animal. And you basically exist as that until you die as that animal, and then you come back as a different animal. And you just do that over and over again. And to some, this is a punishment. To their parents, though, they realize, like, man, this is the break we needed. Like, we've been in stagnancy for 5,000 years. Let's go do something different. And so they tell Tola, hey, we're leaving the entire house to you and whatever comes next. All of our servants, all of the resources that we have, all of our books, all of our diaries from the previous year, all of that is for you to do whatever you want with. And we trust you because we love you. We trust that you will, not burn the house down while we're gone. And if you do burn the house down, that's your choice. That's fine. Go ahead and do that. We can build another house. And then they just fucking leave. I don't know why I found it so funny that, like, this princess basically who, like, has everything, and then all of a sudden, like, her parents are just like, yeah, we've been lying to everyone for thousands of years, and now we're gonna go on a vacation. We'll see you in a couple thousand years. Goodbye. From what I understand, the Institute didn't replace him like I thought. He was in a list of synths that went rogue, so he was the synth that escaped the Institute. Oh, okay. So he escaped the Institute, but didn't necessarily replace someone. That's good. Yeah, and now basically the rest of the story is like the houses realize that Tola's house is gone except for Tola. And so they're trying to figure out how to take advantage of that. Meanwhile, Michelle is in the woods basically setting up for her last stand. Because she's worried that, like, there's going to be some kind of an assault or something. Like, they're going to come after her somehow and maybe, like, try and kidnap her like she's heard that they do to other humans. And if that isn't what happens, then she's just planning on staying in the woods for the rest of her life alone. Until she dies of old age. Or if something kills her in the woods. Because she doesn't really know, like, what lives in the Fey Woods. So far, everything's given, like, her and her squad a wide berth. But yeah, there's going to be some other developments that I don't want to spoil right now. But when I finish with... I think I'm done with Chapter 1. When I finish Chapter 3, I'll release it to everyone on the Discord so y'all can read it. And give me your feedback, because I would love that. Also, if anybody has any good Fae names, let me know. Because I don't know. All my fantasy names that I've made have been goofy and weird. Either that, or they've been names of people that I've, like, found in the courts or wherever I worked. if I have a massive list of names, I will write down like first and last names separately so that I'm not like actually taking someone's full identity. And I'll mix and match them. But yeah, that's it. Thank you all for listening to my first attempt at writing a book. I do want this to be a full-on novel. Phil Pill. How the fuck did you get into my house? Get out of my house. Come on. Come on. Cool. Also, tomorrow we're finally seeing the NCR Power Armor in action. Yeah, this is the first book that I've actually, like, worked on. And not just, like, had the idea for and then never did anything with. Need any tree log. Okay, I need logs. It's like I've been writing it down on paper and then transcribing it, which is a really good way of doing a first draft, second draft, like, sort of thing. No, but I actually do want to follow up on this. And so I've been, you know, making sure that I'm getting some progress done on it at any time. And you're talking about the show, right, Bren? Gotcha. Also, oh, fucking, they got Ron Perlman in there. Makes me so happy. I was going to be so mad if they didn't have Ron Perlman in there. Wait, why was he blocking with his sword if he had a shield in hand? They somehow managed to make the combat in this, like, crunchier than it should be. You can always just translate them, meaning you want a character's name to have into another language. I recommend Esperanto, as it's constructed. It's a constructed language, so you're not stepping on cultural toes. Or since you're basing them off the Fae, you can lean towards more Irish and Scottish names. I could, yeah. True, very true. Could do that. I really hope they finally show what happened to Cooper after the bombs fell. He clearly didn't manage to get to a vault. A Pulaski pod? Well, we see him on the horse, and we know that he has this, like, farm that he could get to in time. And he had his daughter with him, so, like, presumably he meets up with her. Well, let's not... shit, I forgot. No spoilers. Yeah, no spoilers, but I know where you're coming from, Bren. I'm with you. A Pulaski pod would be the last fucking place that I'd want to be. Faye is a great Faye name. It is actually a great name. All right, you know what? My mouth hurts. I'm not really getting anywhere on this base yet. We'll complete this later. I'm gonna go to bed now. Get the fuck out of my castle! You may not. I knew what it was on that scene as soon as he started talking. Yeah. Great thing about the TV show is that it gives us things we can mod into New Vegas. Nice. Yeah. Honestly, I guess maybe now is the time for me to get into New Vegas. Wait, was that it was a shield bash. Cool. Didn't know you could do that. But yeah, I gotta go to bed. My mouth's all fucked up. And I'm tired. Actually, I have to physically go into work tomorrow, which is a nightmare. Because I have to take the bus in fucking negative degrees. But yeah. Let's read out. Shall we? Who is streaming? No, Audible Sam is streaming. Let's go raid Sam. Oh, I will never mod something in Vegas. I will never mod a video game ever. But like whatever you're modding, I'd love to try it out. All right. We're raiding now. Let's go. Ka!